Shut up, you don't want to get involved with it, yeah?
Do you know the history of what happened last week? I hope you do. I hope you've been briefed on it.
And they come and attack us. Get close to us. Yes, come on, come on. Get
no
close
one's
to us. This guy, do not listen to that guy, yeah?
I do this every week.
You bastard.
Do you know what happened last week? Shall I tell you what happened last week?
Over here will be my colleague, okay?
Yeah. You sound reasonable. Do you know what happened last week? Do you know what happened last week?
I need to speak with this man on his own,
Have you all been briefed on what happened last week?
I'm sure Steve's comfortable with me being here.
She was taken off. Muslims made a complaint.
No, he belongs to him, he's employed by him.
A load of police arrived. She was manhandled out. She was arrested. She was kept in custody in Charing Cross until the following morning, strip searched, interviewed at 4 AM in the morning, and then released without charge.
So what's happened today then?
They're just doing the same. They're trying to get her arrested again because they don't like what she says.
Okay.
That's what they're doing. Don't believe a word of what they say.
We was told by 2 separate members of the public that a fight might have been occurring. So we've come over here
They
to
lie. They lie.
through, okay?
They lie. Their only objective is to get her arrested.
Okay, so if there's no allegation of a crime happening right now, I'm going to go and continue my patrol.
And I'm helping you understand the background and the context.
You are safe, Steve, though.
All I can do is give a factual account. I won't give my opinion. What I saw last week was that I was filming at the time, and let me take this off, because I was filming at the time and I was standing at this angle to Hatun, and I was actually interviewing her at the time, and I saw someone come and do that. I didn't know at the time what had occurred, but it quickly became clear that something had been stolen, but I didn't know what. What then happened was then Hatun, because I filmed all of it, accepting the actual taking, Hatun then went after the person who had stolen something from her. Her path was then blocked. That was very revealing because there seemed to become some conspiracy. The assailant then rushed off. What then happened was eventually I started to interview Hatun. I had my microphone on her about what had actually happened, and she told me what had happened. Then what happened, I said, are you going to make a complaint to the police? And she said, and she was thinking about it. Then the police actually turned up. What the police said to her, they asked her what happened, and they said they would like her to come away with them so they can speak to her, but at the time there was a baying mob and they wouldn't give her the path, so she said to them she didn't want to go with them. They can talk to her there. What then happened was, they then decided to arrest her. And I'm trying to say, hold on, why did they arrest the lady after she's at Speaker's Corner, she's got the right to say certain things, she said it, and then she had property stolen and she was arrested for her property being stolen. Fortunately, I had my microphone on her and I was filming everything as it happened. So as she's been taken away to the van, everything she's saying to the police officers, I'm picking up crystal clear. She's saying, why am I being arrested? I haven't done anything.
You all right?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good to see you.
Officer, hello. Last week my book is being stolen from me, and gentleman who was holding my book stolen is over there. I want my book back.
Did you make a report last week?
I did, yes.
Okay, and is there an officer investigating that?
I don't know, sir. The gentleman is here right now.
You've got a receiver.
It's got some reference number. What do you want to do with that?
Sir, I want my property back.
You've got the receiver of stolen property over there. You've got a receiver of stolen property over there. Proud of it. No, he's proud of receiving stolen property.
Okay. If you want to wait, we can speak.
So you're not going to deal with another time you're not going to deal with?
I mean, I think both last week and this week, were kind of instigated in the same way by a gentleman that's ranting over there as we speak, i.e. a complaint into the police saying that she was committing a crime and causing offence. Last week that resulted in these numpties of police all arriving and literally twisting her arms behind her back and frog marching her out the park, even though she was the victim of a crime only like an hour before that moment when her property was stolen. And that had been reported to the police as well. And as far as I'm aware, still to this moment now, they've not responded to that crime that was reported. But anyway, so they all arrived and took her off, whilst Muslims were still assaulting her on the way to the police van. A Muslim came up and assaulted her. And again, they just ignored that individual. And she was kept in a cell for, I think, 14, 15 hours. She was strip searched. Now, anyone tell me why she was strip searched? She was interviewed at 4 a.m. in the morning, and then she was released at 10, 11 o'clock the next day, without charge, without any charge, without any caution, with absolutely nothing. And the police, sorry, the thugs that instigated that were clearly emboldened, and I knew it was just so obvious that they would be emboldened today and they would try and do the same. And lo and behold, and I personally witnessed Uncle Omar ranting and screaming on his phone to the police, screaming, I really should have videoed that, I wasn't quick enough, screaming, saying, get here now, arrest her. They did turn up, but they ultimately reacted very differently to this week. To last week, and I was just talking with a friend, why would they react differently last week to this week for exactly the same scenario? And what was different this week was there was a crowd of very vocal people that all, you saw that all swarmed round her and the police, and a lot of cameras, and shouted them, and it was a group of TSG police over there. And they you know, the looks on their faces, and they step back, and she's still here doing what she does, and Uncle Omar's ranting over there, very angry about it.
What about the assault of Hatun last week? Twice on film, whilst under police arrest. She was assaulted twice. Why don't you arrest the people that assaulted Hatun last week?
You are TSG, that is your job.
There's a person over there who received stolen property. Why aren't you going to deal with a crime?
And you've allowed them to steal property.
Sadiq Khan's puppets!
It's theft in this country's law.
Sadiq Khan's puppets, that's all you are. Sharia police. Arrest a Christian, don't arrest a Muslim.
Because of their agenda.
When the Muslims commit crimes, you defend them and arrest Hatun.
Amen.
Why? You're talking to yourself. We're asking you to explain your behaviour.
Explain your behaviour.
Yes, dude.
Explain your behaviour. Explain why you arrested Hatun wrongfully, and you didn't arrest the problem makers. Arrest the troublemakers. Arrest the troublemakers.
Yeah, it's terrible what's happened with Hatun, and the police should be ashamed of themselves, and the so-called conservative government should take a good hard look at what they've allowed the police to become in this country.
And do you think they're collaborating with Islamists?
Yes. They're collaborating with mobs against individuals. It's a collectivist ideology.
I don't want you to bring up your volume. I want you to talk to me at a nice level. Officer, stop being dimmy. Stop being dimmy.
So I want to talk to you at a nice level.
I'm talking to a nice level. I think it's right nice level. Okay, that gentleman who is just having, probably they will have lunch or coffee together, I don't know. He had my stolen property. My property, which is belong to me. Yes, but he's here now. I want that property back.
Okay, have you got crime reference number?
I don't have crime reference. Ask the Charing Cross police station who arrested me.
Alright, can you give me your details and I'll check out now then?
Ask them. Call the Charing Cross police station, and then tell them as they arrested me, what they have done to my stolen property.
But how do I know how it's linked to you? What's your name, ma'am?
No, I'll show you the video. I'm not going to give you my name, sir.
So how can I check then?
Sir, I am here. I'm going to show you the video. Gentleman is over there.
No,
you don't need to be genius in this occasion.
No, I need your details.
Don't be dimmy right now, sir.
I need your details.
Stop being dimmy.
How do I know her details? So how can I cross-reference that?
Oh, Oh, you need to cross-reference?
Yes.
Where were your colleagues last week when you needed to cross-reference something?
I need to
So
find out
where's
your
the video?
details. How am I going to find out you're a victim of crime if I don't know your details, madam?
You don't need to know. You don't need to know. I'll show you the video.
You know, she's the problem. She's got one.
No, you're the problem.
The hole.
Yes, I have the Quran with the holes in it. Last week you stole it. I have it in my hand. So what? So what? So what?
You got
So
Quran in
what?
your hand and
So
you're
what?
telling people. What do you mean?
So
So
what?
what?
No law.
You should respect the religion.
So what?
If we're here for Speaker's Corner,
She's causing problems every week.
Yeah, she's got Holy Quran in her hand.
Officer.
sir,
She causing problems every week.
Oh my life, my friend. I'm
wait, so I can only do one.
Somebody told me, have you seen the video? And I saw it, and I was very angry. I'm a quiet man. Didn't throw the table over, but I felt very angry because I just saw what the police done, you know, the way they came in. And literally, like from, you know, we want to, thing, and then they're grabbing it, and they walked her for like a long distance, the length of like 3 or 4 buses, while she's being mocked and being called a whore by filming Muslims, young Muslims. You know, if you see the video, at some point one of the police goes to get his baton out. So that's how much of a mob it was, you know. And to take one woman and drag her along like that, you know, to a waiting line of police, about 15 to 20, and 2 vans. Normally there's 1 police car here.
Yeah, if the police took her away for her own protection to the police station for an hour or so and gave her a cup of tea, that probably would have been appropriate. But if as has been described, she was taken to Charing Cross police station and you know, put in the cells overnight, that's totally unacceptable and immoral and typical of the kind of police abuses that we've seen in recent years.
I was having a very nice conversation with one of the sergeants after it had all calmed down, and I said, you know, if you and your officers had done this week what you did last week, I said I would absolutely dread the consequence of you doing that. So I said, thank goodness you didn't end up doing what you did. But as I say, I only believe they probably only behaved very differently because there was a very vocal crowd shouting at them at the time. Because I think otherwise they would have very merrily carted her off in another police van again. And of course, what she did last week was no different to what she does week in, week out. There was nothing different in her behaviour last week. All it was, the Muslims thought they could try and get her carted off. I say the Muslims, the idiots that come here, not normal, decent Muslims.
So they took me interview at 4 a.m. The reason today I don't look pretty because I didn't get my beauty sleep. So if woman doesn't get her beauty sleep, they don't look very pretty at all. At 4 a.m. in the morning, you don't get your beauty sleep.
I have a lot of respect for the police, you know. I try and get on with them. I don't trust them, you know, but I try and when someone says, oh, they're fascist pigs, because I draw in Trafalgar Square, so I see all of the protests. So I see the side of protests that people don't really want to talk about, because it's like they're fascist scum. Yeah, that's the. So I see what the police have to put up with. So I try and get on with them. Yeah, but when you see the police not policing, but doing a political arrest, dragging somebody out, making a mockery of them, whilst Muslims run along filming and calling her a whore, you think, police, you're treading on the blood of PC Keith Palmer. You're dragging that along because you're not policing. You're doing the political will of somebody, and they should be on these Muslims, who are the only group here, not the Hindus, not the Sikhs, not the Christians, only the Muslims have tried to attempted murder on Hatun and harassed everybody here.
I'm not afraid of the police. I'm not afraid of the Muslims either, but they do represent a real threat. You know, this place acts as a sponge for some of the worst scum that the Muslim community in this country has brought forward. And that's not to say that there are not some good Muslims. I mean, we got some footage for it in our, we have a sort of channel, Circle channel, and that's not to say there isn't some footage of me having some good discussions on there and my brothers in Christ, but, you know, some of them are just the worst scum. And so you've got to keep your wits about you.
And what do you think of the way?
Who's scum? Sorry.
See what I mean?
No, but who's scum?
I'm having a discussion with this man.
Mate,
why are you
having a
interrupting?
discussion with him. Why are you turning the camera to me? I just asked him. Who is he calling scum?
Because you interrupted me. Do you see what I mean? These guys are making their behaviour known on camera. Do you want to go somewhere else or meet another time? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? So I'm happy to have a conversation with you. These guys are not worth anyone's time. Is your name Andrew? No.
Will's it?
Stop projecting.
Who are you calling scum? The Muslim community.
No, you.
Me? No, you said the Muslim community.
Should we do this another? Should we do this another time?
Because I believe in individuality and freedom of expression, I have maximum respect and sympathy for Hatun. Even though I myself wouldn't be as provocative, you know, she has a right in the good old British tradition to express how she feels about whatever she feels about. And unfortunately, there are people here who don't understand the history and the tradition. This, I've said it many times before, Speaker's Corner should never be trivialized, because this is a great opportunity to disagree with each other amicably and not engage in violence. Everybody should know that. And you know, this is a place to get your opinions off your chest and enjoy debate and dialogue.
What are you concerned about the levels of Islamic attack? So she's been robbed 3 times now. She's been stabbed. I mean, what's next? And
it's incredible and extraordinary that she has the resilience to keep coming back. Either she is completely bonkers or she's very brave. It should never ever involve violence, and if I was in charge, anyone who engages in violence would be banned here for a very, very long time.
Alright, man. Can I ask what was going on with Hatun?
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, Hatun, she came and attacked us. Yeah, she came and attacked me and attacked Uncle Omar. And she said that we took her Quran, but we didn't take anything.
Did she physically attack you, or did she?
Not me personally, but she pushed him. She pushed Uncle Omar. And her friends also, they started pushing me also. So we pushed each other.
Okay.
That's what happened. Yeah.
And what do you think about the escalation of violence here at Speaker's Corner?
Oh yeah, she caused the violence because we were with contents of everything. We were he was recording with him, and she came and started the attack basically, you know. Obviously verbal, then pushing and all that business, you know. Yeah.
And have you at any point had one of her copies of the Quran?
Or me?
Yeah. Or your Uncle Omar?
I don't know about Uncle Omar. I only talk about myself. No, I don't have her copy, you know.
You've never had her copy at any point?
What's the question you asked me a minute ago?
Because she was saying about one of you guys holding her Quran.
So what's the question again?
I was saying, have you had it at any point?
Oh, no. That's the answer for...
yeah, I'm not asking whether you have it now.
Oh, okay.
At any point have you had it?
No. I don't get involved with this Tommy Robinson supporters, you know, because I don't support their cause anyway, you know. So, yeah, so...
And what do you think of free speech?
Yeah, free speech, as long as you don't... what they call it, incite violence, like what she does, you know, and hatred, because that's what she does, you know, inciting hatred and violence against Muslims especially.
Well, you can incite hatred, but you can't incite violence. There's a difference between the two, isn't there?
Yeah, there is difference, yeah, but she's trying to do both. That's my understanding.
But surely people should be able to say that you should hate someone if they feel that someone's doing something wrong. Like, some people may come to me as an atheist.
Yeah, but you can't say you're anti-Semitic over here because they will put you in jail. You know that?
Yes.
And you can't talk about black people and call them names. They will put you in jail. And you can't talk about, what else? Lesbian and gays, because they put you in jail. But if you talk about Muslims, they call it freedom of speech, you see? So you tell me, where's the balance?
Well, you shouldn't lock anyone up for speaking like that.
Yeah. No worries, man.
I'll give you my opinion now, which I don't normally do. I think what I saw last week was completely out of order in regard to the police. She was a victim of a crime that had been perpetrated against her in her property, that's a separate issue, in that, I'll deal with that, in that her property had been stolen. Yeah, she made a complaint. As a direct result of that, she didn't want to go into the Bay and mob, and she was nicked. She was taken away to the police station. I know what happened there. Eventually they interviewed her on suspicion of breaking 3 laws, and then they released her the next day without charge. So that is a factual analysis of what happened. I tried not to give my opinions because I'm here as an objective journalist, but someone said, how about Hatun doing hate speech? Hatun and many other people are permitted to come to Speaker's Corner, and they can say basically whatever they want within reason, and it doesn't matter if I dislike it, she has the right to say it here. Just because she said it, they may deem it as hate speech. That's their opinion because it's against their religion. They probably say it against hers, but it's not down to me to say if it's hate or not. I just echo what other people said. And I hope I've given you a factual analysis of what happened. And the police has just arrived. The police has just arrived. Let's establish what has occurred.
I am coming, sir. I am coming. Wait. Can you put in the camera? Why I'm being arrested? Excuse me. Don't touch me. Don't touch I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. Officers, I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. Officer, I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. Officer, get back! Get out of the way! You can't control them. Therefore, you arrest me. You can't control these gangs. You are criminals, officers. Officer.